Hi, just readjusting here. I realize my camera different. That's good. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Flow Together Wednesday. My name is Nancy. I'm a yoga teacher, and but my studio's closed. We've had another little wave, and so I've been moving my classes, my flow classes, to here because even when the studios open up, our flow class we stick to just yin and hatha. So, but today we are going to be doing a vinyasa class, a little more vigorous. Today we've been moving up. I don't like to use up the chakras. We've been moving through the chakras. We are at Ajna chakra today. A little bit about Ajna, but first let's actually get in our starting position. So our starting position is going to be child's pose with the forehead resting. So you can take any child's pose you want, knees wide, knees close together, as long as your forehead rests on the ground or a bolster or a block. So you can be here with your arms extended, arms relaxed. Kind of explore all of them. Explore the one that makes you feel good. Bolsters are nice for this one. Just make sure we get the chin gently tucked, the forehead resting, gently tucked, and the forehead resting. Get heavy through the sit bones. You can even rest your forehead on the backs of the hands if that feels good. Okay, so just find your beginning, find your alpha, and start to breathe into that space. No expectation, just where you are, and no second guessing either. Once you find your place, settle in. Melt your heart into the earth. We're kind of doing a yin-yang thing. So with our body, we're melting in, settling in, but our breath vivifies the shape by being long and deep. Okay, Ajna chakra is superficially located at the brow, just a little tiny bit above the space between the eyebrows, sometimes called third eye, which is kind of which works for our symbolism because Ajna chakra is all about reconciling dualities, cutting through the illusion of dualities, of dichotomies. If you're ever to meditate on it, you notice that our tendency to slip into dividing the world into two, which is biological, right? We have two eyes, two hands. We're more or less bilaterally symmetrical. But dividing the world into two, into yes, no, to black, white, good, evil, that's pretty much the source of a lot of our struggles. And so the idea of having a third eye kind of brings those two poles together. The color of Ajna chakra is sometimes indigo, sometimes violet. Some people color code the chakras Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, violet, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And some recognize the extraneousness of indigo and just go with the last three, green, blue, violet, and then the crown chakra as white. And I'm going to go that way because indigo is just, it's a tertiary color. Okay, enough talking. We will start moving. Let's adjust our child's pose so that we have our knees together And we're extending the arms. So now if your forehead's not touching, that's okay. So extend the arms nice and long. Walk the fingers out. Feel the stretch and the pull through the arms. Big belly breath into the thighs and side out. Okay. And as we're going to walk our hands over to the right. I am mirroring you right now. So as we walk over to the right, let's sink through the left armpit. And let's slide our hips off to the left. Keep our head heavy. And let's exhale back to the side. And we'll walk it over to the left side. Drop through the right armpit because it likes to lift here. And slide the hips in the opposite direction off to the right. Breathe full through the right side body. And let's come back to center. Inhale here. Now kind of hover the chest over the thighs because we're going to need some mobility here. Okay, our next inhale, we're going to sweep on over to the right side. Stack the shoulders. Exhale, sweep through. So the chest comes down to touch the thighs. Exhale, maybe the forehead gives a little kiss as it passes. Reach long with the arms. Make big circles. And come on down. Oh, back this way. Okay, now as we sweep through over to the right side again, we're going to stick that right foot out. Left foot out, left foot out. Exhale, swing all the way across. Right foot sweeps out. Inhale up into our extension. Exhale the transition. Okay, next time we come over to the right side, let's make sure the hand stays even with the knees and not back by the hips. And then as we extend the leg out, we're more into this gate pose. Let's push the hips forward. Get long. Maybe we hover the left foot. Get as far away from the toes with the fingers as you can. And let's exhale. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Again, this time the hand is close to or in line with the knees so that when we come up, we're all on one plane. Reach it long. Reach the toes long, maybe even hover to get more light distance between the fingers. And curl it back in. Sweep all the way back around to the right. We're going to hang out here. Inhale long. Exhale, we're going to bring the knee in toward the nose. So the hips are going to slide back to make space for that. Inhale the reach. Exhale, bend the heel back. Take a hold of it. Inhale, kick into the hand. Press the hips forward. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, extension. Exhale, bend the heel back. Inhale, kick the foot. Kick the hand with the foot. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale long. Exhale, get the foot. Inhale, push it. Kick into the hand. Exhale, curl. Last one. Inhale, extend. Exhale, get the foot. Inhale, kick in. Okay, this time we're going to kick. We're going to follow that foot behind us and come to sit. So we're facing backwards. Our legs are in a pinwheel, and we're just going to take a twist. So make sure that the left sit bone is sinking into the ground. The left heel is close to the hip. And we're twisting to the left. Breathe all the way down to the sit bone. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to swirl all the way around to our gate, kind of our extended gate. And exhale, come back down into our child's pose. Okay, we're going to sweep it over to the left. Kick out the right foot. Find your distance, find your length. And exhale, pull the knee in toward the heart. Nose moves toward the knee. Inhale, extension. Exhale, get the foot behind you. Inhale, extend through the spine. So we're getting a back bend here. And then we're reversing that by exhaling the knee in toward the nose. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, get the foot. Inhale, kick in. Check your balance. And exhale, curl. Inhale, long. Exhale, get the foot. Inhale, press the hips. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, kick in. And we're going to follow that foot behind us. When the knee gets past the left foot, then the knee goes into the arch of the left foot. And we just try to get the right hip as close to the ground as we can as we twist toward the back. Actually, we end up twisting a little bit more toward the front. So press into the ground with your right fingertips to get tall through the spine. Our next inhale, we sweep all the way back around into our extended gate pose. And exhale, sweep it back to child. Take a big breath. Draw the navel in, stack the spine. Come on up to kneel. And we'll just take a little easy twist. And let's tilt the right ear toward the right shoulder. Let's make sure we're not kind of coming forward with the head. Make sure we're stacked. Okay? And we're going to pull this left shoulder down. And we're going to crawl the hand out to the side. Keep both sit bones on the heels. Okay? Keep all this space. Maybe the ear gets a little closer to the shoulder, but now we're going to bend the elbow in, create more space. Now the head likes to fall forward here. Let's get it in line so we really get the yumminess through the left side neck. Push the left sit bone into the left heel using your right hand. And let's inhale on up. And we'll lean the left ear toward the left shoulder. Use the right hand to kind of create some space here, pulling the right shoulder down. Crawl the hand out. We're even with the hips here with the left hand. Okay, as we crawl out, maybe we find some more space to get the ear closer to the shoulder. Please don't tuck the chin. Let's keep the sensation on the side neck. Push the right sit bone back into the heel. Okay, now we're going to melt the left elbow in, so the left shoulder is going to drop some more, giving us even more space to bend through the side neck. And let's come on up. Okay, we're going to turn to look over the left shoulder. Right shoulder. Turn to look over the left shoulder. And we're going to come forward, tuck the toes. Let's bring the baby toe into the tuck as well. If you can sit up nice and tall onto your heels, that's fine. Otherwise, you can hang out here, or you can even be here. Okay? For those of you who are sitting on the heels or who are up and kneeling, let's bring the palms together. Settle the thumbs on the brow. Pull the shoulders down. Gentle tuck to the chin. Long inhale. That comes around the whole column of the body. Ajna chakra translates there's alternate translations. One is perception. And so the idea is that you're perceiving truth. You're perceiving reality, not in its limiting dualistic presentation or that we tend to perceive, but as something greater. It also can translate into command. Now, these two things aren't necessarily different. The idea is that if you can perceive truth, you are in command of your being, of yourself. Because otherwise, when you're not perceiving truth, then you're caught in this tug of war, of dichotomy, and you're the rope. All right, let's release those toes. Hands to the ground. Gentle movement first, then we can give them some little taps. Fan them out, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And when you're ready, we'll come into down dog. Find a good stance for your down dog, not too short, not too long, and so that when we inhale, we come out into a nice strong plank. Exhale the hips back up. Press the heels down. Inhale to come out. We're just keeping a nice flat back this time. Exhale on. Sun the hips up. Inhale, keep the core connected. The core is supporting us through the entire length of the movement. This time as we come forward, on the exhale, we will take a chaturanga and come down to the ground. We're going to grow our cobra, so roll the shoulder heads away from the ground. Lift up. If you can lift the chin, feel free, and exhale to lower down. Inhale, let the outer shoulders lift you. And exhale back down. Inhale to rise. We're going to stay here. Pull the shoulders down. Give yourself lots of space through the neck. Breathe all the way down into the hips. And exhale on down. Beauty. Tuck the toes. Pull the navel away from the ground. Keep the shoulders off the ground. And push up. Back to down dog. Okay, we're going to inhale the right leg up. Square the hips. I know I like to lift up a lot in the beginning, but now we're going to square the hips so that when we come forward, we're in a three-legged plank. And inhale, lift. Exhale to come forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale, now we're going to come all the way into our chaturanga. Keep that right foot lifted. Okay, now settle it as we come through into up dog and back into down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale the three-legged plank. Inhale to rise. Roll that thigh toward the ground. Inhale. Oh, inhale up. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale, reach the heel. Exhale, come all the way into chaturanga. Set the foot. Let's lift the heart on the inhale. Exhale back to down dog. Lovely. Finish the next exhale. We're going to hop or step to the top of the mat. Once we get here, feet hip width apart. And let's hug in. Moving the crown toward the space between the legs. Or moving the brow. So aiming the brow toward the space between the legs, aiming the crown for the space between the toes. Release the arms, soften the knees, draw the navel up and in, and we'll roll on up to stand. Okay, we're going to do a sun salutation. This time, as we move through the sun salutation, I'd like you to focus on the spaces between the extremes, so the transitions. So really focus on that, on the in-between places, because we tend to be focused on the finished pose. Now let's focus on the quiet spaces. As we inhale, let's rise. Exhale, lead with the heart. Inhale, moving into flat back. Exhale to fold and step it back with the right foot. Lower down the right knee. Inhale to come up. Exhale to reach forward and down. Downward dog. Up on the toes, draw the navel in, roll it out to plank. Exhale, lower into your chaturanga or knees chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart, cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. At the end of your exhale, we'll step forward with the right foot, low on the back knee. Inhale, lift the heart onto vinyasa. Exhale, reach forward and down. Step forward. Inhale, long spine, flat back. Exhale, release the crown. Inhale, reverse the swan dive. Exhale to namaste. Inhale to rise. Let's press the hips forward. Exhale, move the heart down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, step it back with the left foot. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to reach it down. Down dog. Inhale, roll out into plank. Exhale, lower into chaturanga. Inhale, press the heart forward. Exhale, lift the hips up. Finish the exhale, step forward with the left foot. Ride the inhale up. Exhale, slide down with an exhale. Step forward. Inhale, flatten the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. And exhale to namaste. Beautiful. The symbol for Ajna chakra is often the center circle with just two lotus petals. Again, the idea of bringing polar opposites together and recognizing that they aren't opposites, that opposites depend on each other, that they're all part of the same spectrum, different extensions of the same spectrum. All right, let's move through our standing poses. So we'll inhale to rise. Exhale, lead with the heart. Inhale, the spine long. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop it back into all the way down into our chaturanga. Inhale, press the heart up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, send it through the hands. Lower down, keep up on the back heel. We're gonna rise on up to our crescent lunge. So let's find a nice strong crescent lunge. Palms together, we'll settle the thumbs on the brow. Okay. Relax the shoulders down, pull the navel up and in. Find some weight in that back foot. Hips are nice and square. One of the reasons I try to avoid assigning bad or good to different sides. This is my bad side, this is my good side, because those are not truths. Let's check the facts on the things we label. We can have a more open side, we can have a more flexible side, we can have a stronger side. All right, inhale here. Exhale, release the hands. We're going to open out into a warrior two. Find your warrior two. And we're going to sneak this left hand around behind and snuggle onto the thigh. Flip the right hand, reach up and overhead. As we exhale, we're going to straighten the front leg, pull the hip back, come into our triangle pose. A bit of an alteration. Yeah, let's release the hand. We're going to reach up and over. So reach the left fingertips as far away from the left hips as you can. And on inhale, we're going to rise up. Turn the toes out. Toes turn out, knees go out in the same direction. We come into our goddess. Pull the navel in, shoulders above the hips, hands together, thumbs at the brow. Next inhale, we open to cactus. Exhale, we reach on over to the left side. Okay, keep the hips low. Inhale back to the goddess. Exhale over to the right side. Inhale up. Exhale out. Inhale up. Straighten the legs, turn the toes in, swan back down. If you can get the ankles, great. Crown of the head moves toward the ground. If it's touching the ground, let's walk the feet in a bit so the head can be free. And the shoulders want to relax into the ears. Let's pull the shoulders away so we get lots of space for the neck. Okay, let's inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. And we'll windmill over the right foot. So I'll start off this way. Feet pivot, arms windmill, and we take our vinyasa. Yeah, let's inhale the left leg up. Yeah, exhale, send it to the hands. Find a nice strong crescent lunge. Once we got lift up, palms come together. Exhale, settle the thumbs on the brow. Relax the shoulders. Strong through that back leg. It is straight and strong. As an oak log. Maybe we can sink the hips a little bit more. Okay, inhale with the rise, straighten both legs, open out, come into our warrior two. And adjust your feet as necessary. And we're going to take the right hand now, sneak it around. Get at least toward the thigh. Make sure we're not coming into a back bend, so keep the core strong. Flip the left palm, reach it up. And as we exhale, we're going to pull the hips back, reach out over the extended leg, hand to the ankle. Look up toward the sky. Okay, on our next inhale, we're going to release the right hand, reach out over the left leg. Long distance between the right hip and the right fingertips. Next inhale, we'll rise up. Turn the toes. Keep the toes facing forward. Let's exhale until the hands come under the shoulders. We can have blocks under the hands if it's hard to get the hands to the ground, so you can be up on fingertips too. Okay, inhale here, keep a nice flat back. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees forward, dropping the hips. So inhale, flatten. Exhale, squat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squat. Come up on the toes. We'll straighten the legs. Lower the heels. One more inhale here. Exhale, fold. Okay, now we're going to come into our side angles from below. So we're going to swing over. As we swing the body, here, I'll mirror you. As we swing over to the left, turn the left toes out and slide on up to our side angle. Exhale to come down. As the body comes around, the toes pivot, and we find ourselves in side angle over here. Exhale to come through the center, pivot the toes with the upper body. And exhale. And exhale. Okay, when we come back over to the right side, we're going to stop. We're going to take this right hand around behind, find the hip. Pull the left shoulder back, draw the navel in. Okay, release the hand. So you should be facing the back of the mat right now, right? Inhale the left arm up. Exhale to pivot around. Lower back on the left knee. So, and we're going to come past the ankle with the right knee. And then we're going to try to bring the forehead to the knee and drop the left hip in toward the ground. Keep the heel on the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to come all the way back down onto our bum. Right leg extended. And the right foot or left foot curled in. So we're in our Janu. Inhale here. Exhale, let's take the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Inhale to come up. Hug the left knee in the twist. Exhale, swing back down. Inhale to rise. Exhale. One more. Inhale on up. Hug the left knee in. Take an extra breath here in the twist. Breathing right against that thigh. And on the next exhale, we'll sweep around and come into Ajna shavasana. Yeah, let's bring the right hand back into play by crossing at the wrist. So the wrists are pulling in opposite directions. Forehead is moving toward the shin. Or knee, depending. Let's try to level out the shoulders. The left one wants to lift. We have the ability to flip the script. It's not easy. In fact, almost every spirituality cautions against dualism. Even the Bible. I used to get really frustrated with Genesis. Why would Yahweh not want humans to have knowledge? Why? It's not about obedience, and it's not about having knowledge. What is that tree actually called? The tree of knowledge of good and evil. So there's no problem with having knowledge. It's dividing all of our knowledge into yes, no, black, white, good, evil. That's where tribalism comes from. Me, good, you, other, evil. My tribe, good, your tribe, evil. So all that type of thinking can be traced, we can trace lots and lots, almost all of our major struggles into that type of thinking, which creates entitlement. And entitlement is the bolstering of the ego, propping up of the ego. Okay, let's inhale to come up. And we're going to roll all the way back down to the ground. Let's see what we have. Let's bring the right knee into the chest. Squeeze it in, and then we're going to bring the forehead to the right knee. Relax the head. We're going to take the peace fingers around the big toe of the right leg and extend it. you need to have the left foot on the ground, then go ahead and settle it on the ground. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to lift the upper body, bring the forehead toward the shin. Some of you I know are resting and your forehead's already on the shin. That's beautiful. If you have the space, make sure that it's not coming off to the side, that if you're going to hold the leg at all, you want it closer to the midline. Then, so we're not turning out our splits here. And exhale, let's hug both knees in, keep the forehead to the knees, and as we inhale, open out into a blossom. As we exhale, curl it all in. Now you can relax the head to the ground if it is as is necessary, maybe on that inhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale, let's rock and roll our way on top of the mat. Okay, inhale the left leg up. Exhale, send it to the hands. Pivot on the back foot. Spiral it all the way out into our wide leg, toes pointed straight ahead. Okay, let's bow forward, bring our fingertips onto the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees forward. Keep the back nice and flat. Inhale long. Exhale, bend. Elbows bend backwards if you need the space. Inhale. And exhale, keep the hips low as we inhale the heels off the ground. Exhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs. And inhale the heels down. Exhale, squat. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, straighten the legs. And inhale, lower down. Okay, we're going to turn the right toes out. And we're going to sweep on over to turn the left toes out. I'm marrying you. Turn the left toes out. We're going to sweep on over to our side angle over here. Sink the hip. I lost my thread. Okay, exhale, let's look down. Pivot around. Turn the toes. Lower down. Okay, we're going to scoot the left heel back and come into our overstepping lunge. I won't marry you, so the left foot, we're over the left. I want to marry you. Roll the right hip in toward the ground and bring the forehead toward the knee, toward the left knee. And we're going to sit all the way back, turn the right toes in so we can come into Janu Shavasana with the left leg extended. Sit up nice and tall as we exhale, right hand comes to the outside of the left foot. Inhale to come up, hug the right knee in, come into your twist. Exhale, sweep the arms wide, come into a fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Inhaling up. Exhale. And next time we come down into our exhale, we're going to stay there. We'll bring the left hand in, cross at the wrist, elbows bend out in the opposite direction, crown or third eye, brow chakra settles onto the shin if it can, or at least aims at it. And breathe. Maybe there's somewhere in your life where you are kind of caught in the tug of war of good and bad. Is there a way to unpack that, to uncategorize the easy defaults, the easy biological defaults? It takes a lot of retraining in the brain to overcome dualisms, because we spent most of our lives immersed in them. One of the ways, some of the tools that we can use are the symbols of the Ajna chakra. We can use this violet purple color, surrounding ourselves with that color. We can use the mantra, which is the familiar Om. Every exhale, let every exhale be the Om. Whenever we feel ourselves caught up in those dichotomies, we can seek to break them by just kind of meditating with the sound of Om reverberating through us. We can surround ourselves with some purples. Go a day just eating purple foods. Just to kind of make yourself mindful of those categories is a first step. Just checking your use of good and bad. All right, exhale everything. Let's rise on up and twist. And we're going to take a hold of the left knee and slide on down. See, I'm not being. I've busted the dualism of stressing the body. So it's like hug the left knee in. Let's straighten the leg up to the sky. We're going to get the peace fingers around the big toe. Straighten the leg as much as possible. You can keep a soft bend, no problem. On our exhale, we're going to bring the forehead up to the knee. Let's try to keep the right leg settled, but if it's not settling, we can bend the knee and set the foot on the ground. Keep the head lifted. We'll hug the left knee in. We'll bring the right knee in too. Now as we inhale, we get long, blossom out. Exhale, pull the knees in from the core. Inhale, you can release the head down. Exhale, pull it. Inhale, extend. Exhale, come in. Last one, inhale. And cross at the ankles. Rock and roll. We're going to rock and roll our way all the way to our feet. Come all the way up. Give yourself a stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, a little balance here. Let's just kind of practice the balance first. So let's root into the right foot and bring the left knee into the chest. Exhale, lower that foot, shift the weight. Inhale the rise. Settle your gaze on the still point. Exhale down. Feel the shift. We're not in a race to get anywhere. If you wobble and bobble, that's fine. I'm wobbling and bobbling with you because I don't get to edit. Okay, let's root into the right foot. Let's bring the left knee into the chest. We're going to hold it here for an extra breath or so. And I come back to that maxim. Never let perfect be the enemy of good. Never let perfect be your standard for good. And let's exhale down. Sink into that left foot. Bring the right knee in. Recognize which leg gives you a little more strength, a little more stability today. And release on the exhale. Go ahead and shake it out. Okay, root into that right foot. We're going to bring the knee into the chest. We're going to take our peace fingers around the big toe. Maybe we stop here. Maybe we extend. Maybe we breathe. No, not maybe. There's no maybe about the breathing. You definitely breathe. Okay, on the exhale, release the leg. Extend it out long. Maybe we can bring our hands to our brow. And release. Lovely. All right, root into the left leg. Let's bring that right knee in. Let's find our stability, such as it is. Peace fingers around the big toe. If we're feeling it, we extend, pressing the heel out long. Keeping the heart lifted. Release the leg. Maybe we keep our arms out wide, or maybe we can come to the brow. All right, on the exhale, let's release it. Shake out the legs. Lovely. Come back to our mountain pose. Let's bring the thumbs to the brow. Sometimes simply by drawing our attention to a particular space in the body, using that as part of our symbolism, helps us connect with the ideas there. And the more we connect those ideas with those spaces, with those symbols, the easier it is to kind of make that little circuit, create that circuit, and come out of the old carved canyons of thought. All right, let's inhale to lift up. Exhale to swan dive forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold, step or hop it back all the way into chaturanga. Inhale, hop down. Exhale to down dog. Okay, inhale the right leg up. We're going to use this right leg as a pendulum to hop it forward. Use it as a pendulum to hop back. Hop it forward. Hop back. Okay, this time as we hop forward, we're just going to hop halfway up the mat. And bring the right foot forward. So all set up for pigeon pyramid. So we can turn these left toes just slightly out. Square the hips on up. Bring the hands to hips. Pull the hips square. And inhale all the way up. Keep the feet as they are. Sweep the arms around. Now we've got so close to the window. Sweep the hands around. You can take opposite elbow to opposite palm, or we can do a reverse prayer. As we inhale, lean into the hands, look up, press the hips forward. And then now we pull the hips back as we reach the heart forward. Square the chest over the extended leg and fold. Use the hands along the spine to encourage length. If you're feeling it, shift into that front leg, lift the heart, and we'll come into a variation of Warrior 3. Roll the left thigh toward the ground, and we'll release the hands, bring the fingertips to the ground, set the left foot back, step the right to meet it, and vinyasa. You can go straight to down dog if you just want to hang out there. That's fine too. Inhale the left leg up. Use this left leg as a pendulum to help hop you forward and hop you back. Okay, next time we hop forward, we're just going to hop halfway and step the left foot to the top of the mat. Turn the right toe slightly outward. Find length. Square the hips on up. As we'll inhale on up. Bring the hands around behind. Opposite palm to opposite elbow, or reverse the prayer. Try to snuggle the outer blades of the hands in toward the shoulder blades. Inhale, a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, try to keep that heart space open. We're kind of rotating over the left leg. Keep rolling the right hip forward and pulling the left hip back. That'll help us square the hips. Stay here or shift into the left leg. Let the right leg float. Lift the heart so we come into our warrior three variation. Release the hands. Fingertips to the ground. Step back. Straight to down dog or take your vinyasa. When you're ready, we're going to come to sitting. So if you want to do the jump through, feel free. Ooh. No expectation. Okay, I'm not going to marry you here because every time I do something across the midline, I lose my sense of what's left and right. Okay, so let's cross with the ankles, come forward to hands and knees. Okay, we're going to take the left leg, extend it long. Swivel the right foot over to the left. So, and then the left knee comes just behind the right knee. Bring the left ankle to the edge of the right edge of the mat. And we're going to come sit. So we set up our cow face posture. Okay, so wiggle, 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 get in this pose. You want the right heel close to the left hip, and you want the left heel close to the right hip. So the right knee's on top, right? Try to get both sit bones into the ground. Try to stack the knees, depending on how open your knees and your hips are. We'll determine how comfortable you're in this pose. You can also sit on a block to get the hips level. Let's inhale the arms nice and wide. As we exhale, left is going to go on top of right. So we have the right elbow close to the right knee. Let's inhale the elbows up. Exhale, pull down. Pull the elbows and the shoulders down. Eagle arms. Inhale, lift. And exhale, pull down. Inhale, lift. And as we exhale, let's reach the elbows past the knees. And so the chest moves on to the right thigh. Reach the tailbone back toward the ground. Tuck the chin into that little notch at the bottom of the throat. Bringing this pose being asymmetrical and pulling everything into the midline is the inspiration to connect it with our Ajna, the ideals of Ajna. Inhale to come up. Release the arms. Now we're going to switch legs. So you could do it the way we came in, coming into tabletop and crossing there. Or if you want to do the do-si-do. Again, I'm not mirroring you here. Top leg, you're going in the direction of the foot of the top leg. And coming around behind and do-si-doing back into cow face posture. Cow face legs, eagle arms. Once you find your cow face, then let's inhale the arms out nice and wide. This time, right goes over left. We'll inhale the elbows up. Exhale, pull it down. Inhale to lift. And exhale. Press the shoulders down, down, down. Keep the shoulders down as we lift the elbows, lean the heart forward. Elbows come past the knees if they can. If this is too much, you can set the hands on the ground. Reach the sit bones for the earth. As we sink the head in the opposite direction. Breathe strongly against the left thigh. Let's inhale to rise up, unlace the arms, hands behind the hips, unravel the leg, just give it a little shake, sway. How are we doing here? Ooh, that was a fast hour. Okay, let's head on down. Toward the earth. Bring our knees with us. And just take a moment to feel how you want to move your body. Find the places of release that work for you. Let's bring the right knee in. Extend the left leg long. Forehead to the knee. And release. We're going to draw the knee across the body, come into a luscious twist. The planet associated with the brow chakra is alternatively the moon or Jupiter. For my purposes, I like to go with the moon at the brow, as it links to intuition. As it links to kind of the light of truth, and everything else seems dark and muddled and shadowed. And even the lesson the moon teaches us, as we grow up, we automatically have this default idea: sun equals day, moon equals night, but the moon's there all the time. The moon's in the middle of the day half the time. We just notice it when it's in the night. So again, there goes the moon, exploding dichotomies, exploding the expectation of dualism. So one of the images I really like to meditate on when I want to kind of focus on the challenges and the glory or the splendor of Ajna is the moonlight shining on the water. Let's come back to center. Let's bring the left knee in, release the right leg to the ground. Exhale, bring the crown or the forehead toward the knee. Maybe they touch. Have a little extra stuff here. come into a twist, draw the left leg across. And let's come back to center. We'll hug the knees in again. Find the sense of release. Kind of rocking across the sacrum. Give yourself a stretch. We're going to get set up for shavasana. Now, those of you who want one last pose, I know some people don't like to end with an asymmetrical pose. So if that's you, maybe you can happy baby it. Maybe you can give it, maybe do a little fish. And whenever you're ready, let's move into shavasana. For my shavasana, I'm actually going to do legs up the wall. So if you have access to a wall, might be a fun thing to do. And I'm going to use my bolster for this one. So I bring my bolster right up against the wall. Maybe a little, give it a couple inches away from the wall. So for me, I want my tailbone to just kind of hover. So I'm going to get snuggling close to the wall. So just my outer hip is on the bolster. Lean back, swing the feet around, kind of go scoot, scoot, scoot until I get my tailbone close to the wall, or in this case, the window. And the hands can be whatever's comfortable, overhead, down by the hips, down by the wall. Lift the head, tuck the chin. Lean your feet into the ground or into the wall, depending on which choice you made for your final resting pose. Let the toes splay outward. Take a few clearing breaths once you settle in. It's easy to see how dichotomies have created tribes and created enemies, friends and enemies. But sometimes it's harder to see how we ourselves individually fall into the knowledge of good and evil. And see if you can break out of the resistance to dismantle those two mutually exclusive categories. Is there a place in your life where you've categorized something? Maybe there's a way to soften the edges of that box, of that lockbox. Unlocking it. Maybe our breath can be the key. Our ohms can soften the resistance. Maybe letting moonlight shine on the issue. We talk a lot about, last week we talked a lot about speaking our truth because that was the throat chakra. It's hard to speak our truth if we're not cognizant of our truth, if we don't really perceive our own truth. Oftentimes we mistake our emotions for truth. I mean, our emotions are true in themselves, but usually we latch on to a cause or a reason for our emotions that might not be true, or at least not the whole truth. And so moving from the watery area of the hips, we come up to the more rarefied, sorry, I went up again. We come to the more rarefied water, pure water of Ajna. Bringing some illumination into the shadows. No expectation, just exploring the inner landscape. When we bring things into opposites, and particularly when we categorize one as favorable and one as not favorable, we can see how that falls apart when we think about the breath. The inhale is the opposite of the exhale, but how could we have one without the other? We would never say, oh, I like the exhale better than the inhale. Well, you might. Some people might actually have that, have a preference. But despite our preference, we need both. And we need the whole space in between them. The one cannot exist without the other. So how do we stand in the center there and resolve these two seeming extremes? How can we flow gently between them? Making use of them so that the dualism, so that we're in charge of the rope, that we command the rope. Last breath here. And starting to make some movements with the fingers and the toes, swaying the head from side to side. Give a nice big stretch. And walking the feet in, we're going to curl off of our bolsters if we have them. And as we're ready, we're going to come on up to seated. Find our sukhasana. Get any little wiggles out we need to get out. And as you're ready, let's inhale the arms up overhead, palms come together. Exhale, hands down to heart center. We'll finish our practice with the sound of Om and our 3 Shantis. So let's take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale through the lips. Inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. As we exhale, gently tuck the chin. Acknowledging and honoring the light of truth that shines within you and within all of us. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this last hour for a little flow. Let's see here. Oh goodness, let's see what I got here. If you ever have any questions or here, I'm gonna turn off the light so you're not seeing my glary face. There we go. If you ever have any questions during the live stream, please feel free to pop it in the comment section, and then I'll take a look at it before I leave. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Next week, we will be moving into crown chakra, Sahasrara. So we will be going upside down. I will give options though. But yeah, the Sahasrara is located right there. So we're going to activate that by putting some weight on that space. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. And again, I hope you have a beautiful week. Goodbye for now.